Hi, everyone. It's time for another What's New Wednesday. This is Ann behind the camera, and we're looking at Julie Madlin, the director of the Ogdensburg History Museum, who is just putting on her gloves.
I do. I have my gloves on today.
And why is that, Julie?
Well, we're going to be handling an item that is from the 1860s.
Wow.
Yes, so it's paper, it's pretty old, and I don't want the oils from my fingers to get onto the paper.
Oh, nice.
Yes, yes.
So that's all part of the preservation tasks
Yes.
that a curator must attend to.
Yes, yes. So we have today a really neat little find.
See if I can get in close to this.
This was donated by Michael Reed.
Michael Reed.
And Michael is, I would say, the foremost expert on Sally James Farnham in our area. And so this came from him. It is a Christmas program from St. John's Episcopal Church.
Here in Ogdensburg.
From 1869. And I actually will set this down because my hands are probably a little shaky and it might be a little hard for Ann to... I'm just going to move some things around here.
All right.
There we go.
So we know from following Michael on his Facebook page and also just knowing Michael that he is constantly doing research on Sally James Farnham.
Yes.
And of course, Sally is why you love Sally.
I love Sally. Sally was a world-class sculptor who was born and raised here in Ogdensburg. And she has, I don't think, has gotten the recognition here in Ogdensburg that she really deserves. There's a beautiful exhibit at the Frederick Remington Art Museum up on the second floor. If you haven't had a chance to see it, you really need to. But she did some absolutely magnificent sculptures. They can be seen all over the world. Central Park, and right here in Ogdensburg, actually, the Soldiers and Sailors Monument in Library Park is her sculpture. So,
and it's beautiful.
Yes, and if you walk into the lobby of the Remington Art Museum, you'll see the soldier that was once on that sculpture. So, pretty cool.
That's right.
He's about my height.
You may be a little taller, Julie.
So if we're looking at this program, we see some kind of well-known names here in Ogdensburg. For example, the Hasbrook name.
Yes.
That would be Louis Hasbrook Jr. So St. John's was a church that many of our prominent families went to. We also have the Knapp name, more Hasbrook names. Foote, Guest. So these are all names that would have been pretty well known in Ogdensburg. There's a Clark there. Furness. If you like the stone houses in Ogdensburg, those were built by the Furness.
Oh.
Armstrong. So there's quite a number of names here that are pretty well known. And then if we open this up, this paper is actually in excellent shape.
It is. It's hardly yellowed at all.
And the reason for that, and I think I've talked about this before, is this is rag paper. So it's different than the paper that we use today. The paper that we use today is a cheaper kind of paper, and it gets really brittle. But this is not.
It's amazing.
Yeah, so they've got some songs in here that they would have sung back then.
In 1869.
1869.
So to give our viewers a little bit of context, what was the country like in 1869?
So 1869 would be just after the Civil War. The Civil War would have ended in 1865. So still recovering from the damages done by the Civil War and the losses in the Civil War. Huge number of losses on both sides.
Right.
Union and Confederate. So this time period would have been known as Reconstruction. So the South was still under military rule, and everyone was still trying to get past what happened in the Civil War.
Okay.
Yeah.
So to get back to the Sally James Farnham collection and why Michael Reed might have found this, it was probably in his research.
I'm sure. He has a really good eye for Sally James Farnham materials.
He does. And so, which family then might have been attendees at St. John's?
So Sally's family would have been attendees here, and they lived actually right next door.
Yes.
Sally was born in November of 1869. So remembering this is Christmas Eve, this program would have taken place on Christmas Eve of 1869. So her family would have been there. It would have been really a great occasion for them because Sally had just been born.
About a month old.
About a month old.
Yep.
And her mom is going to pass away about 10 years later in 1879.
Oh boy.
So, but this family would have gone to church here.
And it would have been a joyous Christmas in any event
Yes.
for the James
For
family.
the James family, yes.
Yes, that Christmas.
Yeah, so it would have been really exciting for them.
Having the Colonel home because her father, Colonel James, served in the Union
Yes.
Army.
Yes.
And in fact, I think that was part of the reason why Sally might have been chosen to, aside from her great talent, to create the Soldiers and Sailors Memorial here in Ogdensburg.
Yes. Yes. A very prominent family. And they would have definitely been at this Christmas festival, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have something else that we can possibly connect to this program from St. John's Church.
Yes, and unfortunately I closed this. So this postcard collection was also donated to us by Anne Bellegarde Frick. Mm-hmm. And we think that her father or grandfather worked at the post office.
Oh, okay.
So,
And I think the notation on the cover of it said, Dad's
postcard collection,
Nice.
Ogdensburg. So this is actually a really nice postcard collection. And what we noticed was that we had some postcards with some really nice views of St. John's Episcopal Church. So you can see there used to be a fence around there at one time, and many places had these really beautiful decorative fences. And there were absolutely gorgeous gardens that belonged to the James family, but they were adjacent to the church.
Okay.
And then this is another.
In fact, this postcard I'm zeroing in on is the grounds of Colonel James, which
Yes.
would have been Sally James' father.
Yes.
Sally James Farnham's father.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what appears to be a garden at St. John's Episcopal in this view is actually the James family garden.
And the James family, as I said, was well known. Amaziah James actually captured a pirate.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and he was a congressman. So it was actually a really prominent family. When the family kind of died out, it was the Medill house at that point. That house was torn down by the family. And now there's a really cute little bungalow on that site.
Nice.
Yes.
So somebody told me once that there may actually be a remnant of that garden still there somehow, maybe a portion of a wall or...
Yes, I've
some
heard
stones.
that as well. And I remember as a kid that there were still, I don't know, I guess they would be stones that were left of the garden. But I don't remember, I haven't seen them lately, so they may not be there now. But the Pagano family lived in that bungalow for many, many years. And they told me that there were still remnants of that garden when they were kids.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, yeah.
And so the connection to the James family continued with the Medills because Sally James Farnham's sister, Lucia, married
Grant Medill. And Grant Medill, if you know Medill School, it's named after him. He was a doctor here for many, many, many years. And he originally was born in Lisbon.
Ah,
Yeah, so he's a local boy as well.
all right.
Yes.
So don't you think it's interesting that after the family was sort of dying out that they would tear down that?
I'm
house?
finding that to be a theme in Ogdensburg. There
No
are a number
kidding.
of homes that were torn down by the families because they couldn't bear the thought of somebody else living in their home.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And can you imagine what that home must have looked like?
It was a beautiful Italianate home, so it had the flat roof. You see a lot of Italianate houses around this area. Very, very popular style from the probably 1870s, 1880s in this area.
Interesting.
But you'll notice that the roofs are now pitched a little bit on many of them because building a flat roofed house in the North Country, not such a great idea
Yeah.
in the winter, as we're getting snow right now.
Exactly.
Or if you're in Watertown.
Well, so I think we've got some Italianate homes on Washington Street, and I only mention that because I know that you've got an event coming up very soon
We do.
that might give us a peek into some homes of that era. Is that correct?
I don't. Well, the Bishop's house is kind of Italianate, I guess.
Okay.
We have an event coming up, the holiday tour, and basically you will be able to visit different places throughout the city. There's a home on Patterson Street. There's a home on Franklin Street. There's the Bishop's house, the Remington Museum, Sherman Inn, and I'm sure I'm forgetting something. There are a number of places that you're going to be able to visit, and that's December 8th from 1 to 4 p.m. We're ending at Sweet Emily's Coffee Shop, and we're going to do a little drawing there for a basket full of goodies.
Oh,
If you're a member, it's $15, and if you're not a member, it's $20.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like a fun time.
Yeah, you can buy your tickets online on our website, or you can come into the museum.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so these homes that we're going to see, they'll be decorated for the holidays, right?
Yes. The one of the houses, it belongs to the Ryans, Molly and Garth Ryan, and it's a gorgeous painted lady, absolutely stunning woodwork in there. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, and I see that you've been doing a little bit of decorating
We have,
here in the
yes.
museum.
Got a little decoration going on here too.
Oh,
so
nice.
Trying to get into the spirit. Yeah.
Well, I think the holiday tour of homes is certainly going to help me get into the spirit, and
Yes.
I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, so it's December 8th.
December 8th, 1 to 4 p.m.
That's great. Everyone, mark your calendars.
Yes, it's going to be a lot of fun.
I think so. All right. Anything else coming up, Julie?
We have a children's program, Old Fashioned Christmas. That's filling up fast. So if you want to bring your kids or grandkids, you need to sign up online and reserve your spot.
Okay, what date is that?
That's going to be December 14th at 11:30.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, that one's free, open to the public. Just sign up ahead of time so we know how many supplies we need.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it's going to be really fun. We've got some toys for them to play with. They're going to be making some ornaments. It's going to be really fun.
Oh, it sounds like it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks for another really informative and fun What's New Wednesday, Julie.
Bye,
All
everybody.
right, bye.